Today we are working in the nursery, getting some seeds down. When we started growing food applying permaculture principles, our garden productivity increased dramatically. In a small space, we were growing large amounts of food that was enough for our families and even to give some away. One day, a friend asked us if we would be willing to grow their food, and so we thought about it and thought, well, there's not really that much more work involved into growing food for somebody else if we're already doing that. And so we did that, and by just expanding a little bit, we're producing not twice as much, but 3 or 4 times as much. And so last year, we expanded a little bit more and started a CSA program, a community-supported agriculture program, where for a period of about 18 weeks in the summertime, we will produce weekly boxes of food that we've contracted out with families that commit to buy food from us for 18 weeks. And so today we are working in the nursery, getting some seeds down. We have some onions and we have some other things growing up here. 2 days ago we planted 280 tomato plants that are inside the house growing under lights. This morning we're going to be planting some peppers, get them going in flats that will eventually late April, early May will go out in the garden. We begin the process with some nice and moist potting soil. We're producing our own mix consisting of coconut coir. We also have some compost and a little bit of vermiculite. And so this is our homemade starting mix, which we've been using for a while quite successfully. Some people will use different mixes or so. This one is pretty economical to us, and it's actually and it's worked well. So for my peppers, I'm going to be using this 6-pack cells, 48 cells per flat. And so I like these for peppers because I can grow them until they're ready to be transplanted outside, and second because they're easier to label. And since I have a different I have different kinds of peppers that I'm going to be growing, it's much easier for me to handle 6 at a time. We have about 7 different varieties of peppers that we're going to be planting. We have some ancho peppers, great for drying, as well as these paprika peppers, which is I believe this is kind of a mix. These purple beauties, everything organic. And then of course we have some sweet banana peppers, some red peppers, some yellow peppers, and some bell green peppers. So a nice assortment of colors or so. If it works out with this beautiful rainbow of peppers, which look incredibly beautiful in the CSA box. And so I have been doing some numbers here, determining how much of what I want to grow. So I've decided on my numbers. For instance, I'll plant 18 purple beauty, and so with the ones that I expect to go out more, like the ancho and the sweet bananas and the bell peppers, you know, having the most. And so I have my numbers here. What I'll do now is to facilitate things, I'm just going to go ahead and label these cells, and so that way I know what goes where, and it's much easier for me to plant, and I can organize it, and so because they're going to grow together anyways. Now for my very, very fancy label system, I'll use masking tape and a Sharpie. And so I just create labels, 1 per each 6-pack. That's it. We've labeled all of our flats and we're now ready for the fun part. We're going to start planting. I need to have them hanging out of the flat so I know what's supposed to go there. I know some people do it the reverse. You first plant and then you label. I find this method to help me guide, and I find it efficient. But I don't claim by any means that this is the best or more appropriate way to do that. It works for me. So now for the fun part, just have little holes on each cell, about a 1/4 of an inch or less deep, right in the middle. So we're gonna drop the seeds and they'll stay there hopefully. And then we're gonna top that up with some vermiculite. So we're ready to rock and roll. I can see that on this side I have 4 6-packs of bell peppers, so we'll start with those. Move on to the next flat. We have the ancho. So we can go ahead and get all those 6-packs inside the flats. What I would like to do now is lightly cover the seeds and pack them down. So because we're gonna water them, actually I'm gonna put a little bit of vermiculite on top, pack them well. Vermiculite will help keep the moisture in, which is so important for germination and growth, of course. Here's my vermiculite, and so what I do now is just put a coat of that on top, and then spread it lightly. Spread it lightly. And now we're gonna water this. But before I do that, I'm gonna finish all the 3 flats, and then we'll give them a sprinkle of water. You want to be careful when you water not to cause any disturbances on the soil, especially at this time when the seeds and the seedlings are so vulnerable. Once they establish, then they can take it a little bit more stress, but at this point they're incredibly vulnerable, and so I want to do it as gently as possible.